an educationalist who literally was having a sandwich and a cup of tea. I obviously much prefer coffee, as you might have guessed from various titles, but having a sandwich and a cup of tea, and they watched a 2-minute video, and we had a conversation afterwards, and they went, do you know what? I looked at that video and I thought, you know, that makes a lot of sense, actually. Boom, that domino dropped, and that is so gorgeously important. So I know there's an urgent need to change people, to change their narratives, but for some individuals, bite size, drip feed, do it slowly. It links to stuff that's easily accessible. The other thing I do sometimes is I talk about, I'll come back to this in a minute, about the fact that PDA is global. So many people, and I'll use Britain, sorry. So many people will say, I thought it was just a British thing. It's not. We'll come back to that. And that can challenge and change people's narratives as well, because it's really important. So yeah, go to the main resource for your country, be it the PDA Society in Britain, wherever, videos, booklets, downloadable stuff, bite-sized stuff, pictures, infograms. Images are really cool. I love the images that come up from various awesome PDAs. I share them a lot on Instagram and other pages because they're bite-sized, they're to the point, they're quick to access, they're brilliant. And I love sharing them. The books that are out there as well, as I said, in the past couple of years, the amount of books on PDA has grown. It's amazing to see them out there, and there are more titles, you know, coming out soon as well, which is fantastic. I can remember going to my library in the county I live in England, and saying to them a long time ago, "Have you got any books on autism?" And they had one book. This was perhaps in the late 80s, yeah. One book. It's all changed, thankfully. Thankfully, it's changed. The social media stuff is gorgeous. Again, yeah, I've said the bite size bit. Don't chuck too much at people, because if you're an overloaded professional, you're not going to access something. I'm an ex-lecturer, ex-education. I know what it's like to have the pressure of, you know, all the stuff you've got to have in place, the schemes of work, the lesson plans, all the rest of it. You know, here, look at this 60-page document I've got for you on PDA. Nah, I might get to that eventually, because I know how useful that booklet is. But a piece of A4 paper, a bite-sized video can be fantastic. And I will say, you know, from my perspective, an awful lot of professionals, wherever they may be, who I encounter and I have conversations with, are stuck in their narrative because of the poor training they're getting. It may have been last week they got the training. It may be tomorrow they're getting the training. It may be next month they're getting the training. It's still out of date. It's still wrong. It still forces like an ableist narrative. An awful lot of it, in any shape or form whatsoever, just does not mention PDA. And that has to change. It is changing in some areas, which is gorgeous to see. And it is, I say on the training I do, it's like a postcode lottery, zip code lottery in Britain, certainly, where, you know, some counties are more understanding and aware than others. And it has changed a lot in the past 5-6 years, incredibly so. But I do say, you know, I feel very passionately that a lot of the problems we have with the them and us, with the discourse not happening properly, with parents not being understood and listened to, with neurodivergent voices being quietened, is because the level of training that's out there in so many areas is wrong, out of date, wrong. I don't know any other way to put it. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see some posts I've done where I'm just like, and I'm just, please don't access this free training, because it talks about normalizing your child. It talks about forcing eye contact. It doesn't even mention PDA. And that's where we are with so many things in this country alone. So I do challenge that. And I would say challenge it, though carefully, because you're challenging a lot of a professional person's identity with saying that your training's wrong. Do it carefully. But look, here's a bite size. Here's a 2-minute video. Here's a pamphlet. Hey, look at this TikTok thing. I've used them all. I've worked with families and individuals that have used them, and they do make a difference. Slowly, but they can.